the victims from the September 11th attacks are now receiving checks from a federal compensation fund. 9 families have accepted checks ranging from $300,000 to $3 million. The head of the government's compensation fund says painful memories are still keeping a lot of families of the victims from filling out those forms. Well, ever since September 11th, we've been seeing lots of pictures of people and events reacting to that very tragic event.
But few photographers were given access to Ground Zero like Gary Suson. His photos are now part of a new book called Requiem, and we thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Tell us how you came to have the kind of access you did, because you have pictures in there that no one else has.
Right. Well, in December of 2001, the Uniformed Firefighters Association in New York learned of me because I was providing some free medical assistance to some of the sickest firemen at Ground Zero. And so they eventually learned about my September 11 website, which I put up so people around the country could connect with what was going on. Once they learned of this website, they felt it was very tributary to the fire department, and they called me in to see if I would like to become the official photographer for the union, providing I follow some strict guidelines. We're
going to show some pictures. Actually, we are looking at some pictures right now. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about how you captured these images as they go by.
Sure. Well, this is there are no words to express my sorrow. That's from the early days. That's a shrine in Union Square. A huge shrine was set up, and people came and cried and mourned, and this is an image from that. This is the last World Trade Center beam. This was cut down a few days before the end of Ground Zero, and a lot of the firemen who lost their sons and brothers and dads, they put up pictures of them on this last beam. This is a chaplain at Ground Zero saying prayer over a fallen firefighter in March.
And some of the pictures in here, for example, of the Honor Guard.
Yeah.
You got that because of the relationships that you formed. No one else would have been allowed as close
That's
as you
correct.
were.
I mean, I had a pass to get me in there, but these images in this book are a result of relationships and trust, incredible trust. I never sold any of these images, and they never appeared in any newspapers. And because of that trust, the firemen allowed me to photograph very intimate moments of Ground Zero.
Now, this book is only available at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about when it will be out and what you're doing as you go around the country talking to people, bringing this book to them.
Sure. The book will be out Labor Day weekend, August 30th, on all Barnes & Noble nationwide. And I've been kind of like a goodwill ambassador going around to different states. I just got back from England, where I planted some World Trade Center ash and some glass at the top of one of the highest mountains as a remembrance for the British people who passed away. And I just proposed to Mayor Daley about planting a World Trade Center memorial tree. At the roots of that tree, some ash given by a fallen firefighter's father. And so I'm just trying to take a horrible scenario like Ground Zero and do something good with it, A, through my images, and B, through helping people around the country connect, because people are hurting, but you can't heal unless you can connect, and so I'm hoping to help people.
What will you be doing on September 11th?
September 11th, I will be at Ground Zero with some of the chiefs, paying my respects, observing the moments of silence. I will take a few photographs because it's my job, but I'm going to shoot as little as possible because that's my moment for me. And I also want to let you know I brought you a piece of glass from the North Tower as a remembrance, and a World Trade. This is a memorial patch that goes on the side of the firemen's bunker jackets.
We'll keep this at Channel 5.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for coming in, Gary Suson, and
My
sharing.
pleasure.
And again, the book, Requiem, Images of Ground Zero, available only at Barnes & Noble after Labor Day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much, Nesita.